You haven't had my peanut butter mushroom balls, have you?
I
don't think.
No.
I've only been making them for Charles and I, for my husband and I.
Well, yeah, because the way I've done that, I mean, I've done it in liquid. I either get it in my coffee, or if it's summertime and I don't want coffee, I'll do iced coffee, or I can also, I've done it in smoothies.
Yeah, the smoothies, but you haven't tried my, I think it's like better than Reese peanut butter cup, but it's mushroom. It's a mushroom peanut butter cup.
So it's good for you and it tastes good?
Yeah.
Oh, this will be interesting.
I have... What is going on, friends?
She's been holding out.
I have shared it on my website, but we've never actually, I don't know if I've done a video. Maybe little clips, but we're going to take the time today because I think this is going to be something that you guys might like. So... welcome back to the Honeystead. My name is Kaylee. This is my mom. Her name is Bridget. I call her Mama.
It's fine. I answer by mom, mama. Yeah. Honeystead mom, whatever.
Yeah, Honeystead mama, I think might need to be like, I got to figure out how to change your name on YouTube so that whenever you comment, it's going to be under Honeystead mama.
And I'm technically challenged in that area, so please be patient with us. Well, with me.
Well, we have got, this is the Honeystead mushroom blend. I'm going to see if we can focus. I don't know if it's maybe it's going to try. There we go. So this is the Honeystead mushroom blend. This is a project that I've been blending now for over 5 years.
Yes.
And I know that many of you guys have already, already kind of tried it, and a lot of people are loving it, and I was like, gosh, I have to come up here and I've got to make this. My mom's never tried how I make my mushroom peanut butter balls, or whatever you want to call it, and I was due to load up the batch, so...
Okay,
well, we're
gonna do this together for the first time.
I did have a few people ask, because I've shared my personal testimony, I guess, why I blended this, why it took me a couple of years to perfect the actual blend.
Right, because what good is something if it doesn't taste good? You're not going to use it.
Yes. I don't know if you've seen some of the reviews for some of the people, but there are hundreds of reviews right now.
Well, I can personally attest. We had a dear friend of ours go through an episode of cancer where it wasn't necessarily needed to have, chemo or radiation or anything like that, but there was a surgical procedure that had to be done, and they came questioning, what do you have? They're in good shape. Mm-hmm. What else could be offered to help them during that time? And that was right about the time you were going hard and heavy into your research and the knowledge and the benefits of all the mushrooms. And this
is what I had to offer.
And even the doctor, I will report that person has been cleared of their cancer now. Their 1 year was a big, a big relief for the family. The 2 year was a huge relief for the family. And now they're at that 5 year mark, and they're still doing wonderful.
And, am I saying that this is going to cure, legally I can't.
No.
Legally I can't, but I do believe that there are supporting benefits that the mushrooms have to offer. The specific mushroom that's in this blend is the turkey tail, and that is the beta glucans, and that was one of the things that I had been researching. But it also has a few other mushrooms I have found to be extremely helpful, my personal self, which is lion's mane, because I'm a tornado, okay?
She said it.
I go, but for me, this allows me to focus on one task at a time. I'm not overwhelmed with the tasks that are ahead. So it kind of settles everything, I guess would be the best way for me to describe what the lion's mane does for myself.
For me, for the lion's mane, I don't know. brain might come to play here. And I was really struggling. And now, given the time period, we were also, COVID was making its thing.
Yeah.
Between stress and just how to do it, the Lion's Mane really helped me be able to concentrate and focus. And with menopause, it's not very nice.
No,
and I found it very struggling sitting down to do a task that was so easy before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't even focus enough to put my name on the top of the paper.
Yeah. My outside of one of the reasons why I chose to start blending my own mushrooms, it was mainly because doing my research and finding the companies that offered other mushrooms. And listen, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not trying to compete. I'm just doing something that I know helped me.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the issues that I found was like the mushrooms that I was purchasing in powdered form, they were the mycelium. So they weren't the fruiting body. So the mycelium is more of the roots. And a lot of the times they were grown in grain. So when they powdered it, the gluten in the grain, like I thought was trying to help me, but it was actually kind of hurting me. So really that was kind of the start of, hey, there's got to be a better way. How can I do this? So that's really one of the main issues. Now, outside of these mushrooms being fruiting body and not mycelium, they're not grown on grain. They're lab tested, which, to prove that it is gluten-free, which is a big deal for me because I have so many friends that have, celiacs and they can't.
Here you're giving them something to help, or they're thinking they're taking something that's really going to help them. And it's tearing their poor little guts up because not realizing. I think that was when you told me about that, I was it kind of mind blown.
It clicked when I tried it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, why is my stomach hurting? Like I'm sitting here trying, and even with you.
I had some sensitivity. I was like,
One of the other mushrooms that's in it is the cordyceps.
Oh, that's one of my favorite.
Which, it's energy. You have the stamina.
That was the whole reason that our friend came and said, what can I do? Because the cancer themselves was just wearing the body down, not to mention everything else that goes along with that diagnosis. So the energy level, even the mental well-being.
Well, mental fatigue too.
Right.
But that being said, also on top of that, a lot of people who had the long haul COVID,
the long term,
that was something that we found that has been helpful.
Brain.
You're not yourself, and you can't put your finger on why.
The cordyceps, that's kind of, I think, to me, in my opinion, kind of looking back, I think the cordyceps was one of the first mushrooms that really, I recall you being drawn to in a focus and wanting to learn more. And then introducing just cordyceps alone, because this is prior to the full blend.
Oh, yeah.
Taken as a capsule was a game changer.
Oh, yeah. It was pure energy. But not the energy where...
Like caffeine.
Yeah. This was like steady energy.
Mm-hmm.
The other mushroom that is in here is reishi. And so reishi is... I love reishi. It's a hepatic protectant, which means it's going to protect your liver. It's also great for your digestive. And the other thing that I found to be extremely helpful is I just felt like after taking it, I could take a deep breath, like I was like, wow, wow.
So there was a period of time that Kaylee sold out of the mushrooms.
You guys, and they did it.
And I paused.
Blame it on them.
No, I'm not going to blame it on anybody. No. It just happened. But anyway,
I wasn't expecting that.
Right. Yes, we were crazy busy packing, and then we forgot it to
I didn't set aside enough for
Right.
the family because I was like, yes.
So anyway,
I learned.
Right. So anyway, after that pause, I think that's, you know, when you introduce something, your body becomes accustomed to it. So when you take it away, you may not notice it right away, but I'll tell you what, when you reintroduce it back in, we'd just gotten some kind of funk going on, and so when the mushrooms came in, I mean, like immediately, I think I put it in water. I think I was like, give me mushrooms.
Give me the mushrooms.
The first thing that happened was all of a sudden I felt cool air, like in the lower lobes of my lungs, and I could breathe in.
When it comes to mushrooms, like everybody has a different starting point. Some people might take a few weeks. Some people, it's like the same day. For me, it's like one day. My husband, that day. I think it took you
it took me about, I think it was about a week or so to get, you know, not to say you don't have the energy, but as you get older, it's so important. You know, this is a little step.
Now, if you guys are interested in trying it, I will go ahead and put a link pinned in the comment with the coupon code TRY, where you guys can get it for 10% off your first order. I also have it set up as a subscription if anybody is interested as well, because that tends to be helpful. One of the things that we wanted to share was, how do you use the mushrooms? And what has been your favorite way? I personally love to take mine and I add it into my coffee with a little bit of honey and some raw milk. That is like my absolute favorite way to take the mushrooms. You've made a few different ways.
As I said, I have been making a lot of different smoothies, and we're trying to pack as much.
I just made a mess. It's okay.
I try to pack as much good nutrition in what we're doing. So I'm in the process of eating a lot of protein. I take a scoop, add it to my shake, my little protein shake, cherry, and the chocolate flavoring that's from the cacao and the mushrooms. Very, very good. Banana is good. Peanut butter is good. It depends on, I'm just trying to, it's not all fruit. We're trying to drink our vegetables and eat our fruit. And that's the type of smoothie I'm making. So this enhances the flavor too.
Yeah. And I think for the one thing, that I found, because mushrooms don't always taste really good, and some of the blends that I've had, I'm like, this tastes like
it's weird.
So we did add a organic cacao powder.
Right.
So it does have a little bit of a cacao flavor, but it's not sweet like chocolate.
No.
And then it does have the coconut milk powder, which is good for the brain.
Right.
And if you are welcome to read, I have so much information on the website. I do have it on the Honeystead website, but I also have it on the Be Attuned website. If you guys are interested in reading more about the mushrooms and like what they offer. I added 12 scoops. I might have actually added like 1 or 2 because I kind of lost count while we were, I'm like,
sorry,
multitasking.
I haven't had my mushrooms today.
You haven't? Okay,
No.
well. So what I did is I added the mushroom powder, and each...
Oh, look, in a little mushroom bowl. You gotta see that.
It's so cute.
Corning's gotta make a comeback on that.
But each container has its own pre-measured scoop, and a dose is roughly 1 scoop a day. And then I have some organic peanut butter that we're gonna add into it, and then this, because my husband doesn't drink coffee, this is how he likes it. And I will say, like, me personally, again, like, I love mine in coffee. A lot of people do ask, well, if it would fully dissolve. The thing is, like, these are real mushrooms. They're not a synthetic material. They're not a chemical. They're not gonna dissolve all the way, because they are real mushrooms that have been You know, so sometimes you do get a little bit of residual.
But it's okay. I mean, in the smoothie, I don't even
No, you
notice
don't
it.
even
In my
notice.
coffee, sometimes I'll see a little bit residual at the top. Actually, it's the bottom.
It's the bottom. But the trick is swoosh your cup around.
Yep. Or add a little water into the bottom and make sure you get all the mushrooms.
I just swoosh my cup around, but that will help. And then I also add honey into it too. Like obviously add a little bit of honey. And that is one thing some people ask, like, well, it's not fully dissolving. It's not a chemical, you know, like it's not going
it's a real
to,
plant.
yeah. So you will have it in there, but it's not bad. Some dissolves, a little bit dissolves, but
it's not like the whole clump floats up to the top. It's a dusting.
yeah. All right.
Do you want another plate so that you can roll them?
I'm gonna just make it in. I make them ugly. Okay. I need to get some honey though. So we're gonna add a little bit of honey.
That's about what, 1/4 cup?
Yeah, probably a little more than that.
You need more?
Yeah. Maybe just one more little bit of scoop. So maybe about a 1/2 cup of honey to about a cup of peanut butter. And you can do the sunflower butter. You can do pretty much anything, but we've got
almond butter, sunflower butter.
Yeah, it's whatever you prefer. But it doesn't, it's going to be ugly, but trust me, it's really, really good.
Well, and you can also roll this back in the mushroom powder.
Oh yeah, you can make it fancy, but we don't. Now, I think the trick that I found is I really love to add salt to it. One of my favorites is Redmond real salt. I think this is what makes it kind of taste like a Reese peanut butter.
Yeah, it's a sweet and salty.
Yeah, and then we just kind of mix it and mash it in there. And I'm aiming for roughly 12 of the Bon, peanut butter balls. Roughly 12. Okay. And if I have to add a little bit more powder, we can add a little bit more powder. I try to bulk do these and then have them ready to go. So my husband will grab one like first thing in the morning and just pop it in his mouth, and he goes out the door.
It's a good idea. Sometimes, you don't feel like coffee in the morning. What a great option.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I love mine in coffee, but I also really love using it in like a banana smoothie. That's one of my favorites. I've also taken it and mixed it with honey and then put it on like a date and eaten it that way.
I've done that.
Oh my gosh.
I've done that, but not with the mushroom blend, but definitely that is a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are many different ways that you can do this. I think the big thing is just doing it, just trying it and seeing. And, I think, I know I'm not trying to be biased, but I like the blend. So.
Yeah. You could have probably
I'm making a mess.
Gotten a bigger bowl.
Well, I got excited. I was putting it in there. I want you to try this.
That's what it was.
And one of the other things too, which I would love for him out of just convenience, I wouldn't mind mixing all of this up and keeping it in a jar.
And just scoop.
Correct. And you would take...
I mean, come on. What's the best way to eat peanut butter?
Right. Exactly.
On a spoon.
Now, technically, this could be considered an electuary because it's the powdered herb, powdered mushroom mixed with honey. We're just gonna
added protein.
With a little bit of protein.
Works for me. I mean, come on, peanut butter, really? Yeah. And cacao. Oh, it's
rich.
Good.
I mean, the other thing too, like I've done is I've mixed it and tried it with the strawberries too.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is it's very. I think it's delicious. And if you don't have honey too, another option is you could use like a maple syrup.
Yeah.
Like a good maple syrup. So Now, I think I got it pretty much mixed all together. It gets a little sticky.
Well,
like
you want
that.
it because it's got to be able to form.
Now,
see, I'd go with the spoon method on this.
yeah. So now I need, where'd my other spoon go? Just give me, did you lick this one?
No, I licked that one.
Okay. All right, you save your licked spoon.
I did.
So
Look, I even got a almost licked.
So what I've done is you can make them, oops, the countertop is clean. You can make them pretty if you want. You can take this and roll it back into a powder to make it like the bonbon. I think it works better if they're cold. And then you so this is a little ooey and gooey.
Oh, that's another thing. You could roll it on parchment paper, kind of like a cookie dough.
Right.
Roll it up, throw it in the fridge, let it get hard, and then cut it like a cookie dough.
Correct, you could. I try to do, what I do is I'll just...
So how big? Like a tablespoon?
You're gonna do about a tablespoon, because I remember I added about 12 scoops, so that's roughly 12 days worth.
Okay.
So if you bulk do it. And I mean, if you want to be a little bit more precise about your dose, you can always do one at a time. I don't have time for that though.
I was gonna say, he's pretty lucky that you make these.
I do. I sit down in the evening and that's like one act of, my husband and I, our love language is, acts of service. We're going on 20 years of marriage. We just celebrated.
When did that happen?
We just celebrated our 19th in February. So 20 years of marriage. His love language, he knows my love language because that's him tilling the garden and getting everything prepped and building the things. My love language is what can I do, and that's cook.
Yeah, that's a love language. My love language, I speak to you through food.
Yes, I love through food. But I know.
And doing.
I know how, like, he doesn't want to get up in the morning and do this, so.
Why not?
I'm going to do it for him. So.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey guys,
I told
she
you.
did really good. I'm sitting here going, there's no way.
I've done this for a couple of years, and there might even be a little bit left over.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Now, do you do a little sprinkle of salt on it?
You don't have to. It picks up the salt really well, actually, in it.
It smells delicious.
I told you, doesn't it smell like a peanut butter cup? I think I have on the website, I think I called it the mushroom peanut butter. I don't know what I called it. Let's see. How many do we have there? Am I there?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Are you really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes.
See, I told you. So he's gonna have one extra.
A baker's dozen.
A baker's dozen. Now.
I was going to go for this one.
I don't want to do too much. I'm going to be all over the place tonight. So I do have a high tunnel that I could plant this evening. So what are you going to do? Get your second win. I'll take the mushrooms.
I got to go upholster chairs.
Yeah, I have a high tunnel. Okay. You ready? Cheers. Ready.
That's really good.
Told you.
I could do the mushrooms that way.
I know. Well, and you're getting it all.
And I gotta tell you, a lot of people think when you do powder and, that it's gritty or... No, this really blended up nicely.
And you can taste the hint of the salt.
I can taste a little bit of salt. I do taste the peanut butter, but that's okay with me. I love peanut butter. Yeah. And this is, I think that's a key element. If it doesn't taste good, you're not going to do it.
That's one reason why. Because again, like the mushroom blends that I had tried taste like dirt.
Yeah. No, these don't have that. These actually, that's very good.
So they might not look pretty. They might look really kind of ugly. If you wanted another option that you could add into it, I don't think I would do like a chia, because chia adds mucilage to your gut. And so if you do chia with this, like add the seed into it, it could hinder your body's ability to absorb it.
Right.
So like then if you don't know that about chia, definitely read about that, especially if you're taking any like medicinal herbs or even pharmaceutical medication. You never want to take that with that. But you can also add oatmeal to this to make it more like a granola type. I mean, I think I have...
Ooh, toasted coconut.
You could do toasted coconut. One of my friends, my beautiful friend, Jessie. Jessie is... I can't wait to share a little bit more with you guys what she's trying to do. And that'll be coming. It'll be coming pretty soon. But she is one of like the most amazing cake baker.
Yeah.
And so she's taking our mushroom blend and she is making it into a brownie, using all natural ingredients. And
it's good for you, too.
And it's going to have like beetroot into it. But I know I have a few different recipes on our website that you guys are absolutely able to try. The other thing that I'm always asking is, hey, what is your favorite way? What have you used? And then I'm going to take that recipe and put it out there so that people can share.
Absolutely. That's a great idea.
I know. And I love dipping it in apples. I love strawberries. I love blueberries with it. The black cherry, though, I think has like a...
It's that sour and sweet to go along with the chocolate, and then even that little bit of salt.
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
Right?
Yeah. No, I could see...
Yeah, so
I'd be careful. I have to be careful that I wouldn't get too much.
I know,
mushrooms.
you would eat the whole thing. I would try. I mean, but that's a nice little serving. So just think like a good tablespoon wise, roughly with your blend. But I know
she got my stomach growling.
Well, I gotta get dinner cooking too. So, but one thing that I'll do is I'll take this and I'll put it in the refrigerator, and then once they're kind of hardened, I'll put them in a little
cupcake.
A little cupcake tray, and have them ready to go. But that is how we make the Be Attuned mushroom peanut butter balls, or bonbons, whatever you want to call them.
Yep. I like bonbons.
I like bonbons. Bonbons, it's good.
The guys might not like bonbons.
No, so we're gonna call them ugly. I can't call them ugly balls. Okay.
We're just gonna call them Be Attuned bonbons. There you go.
Perfectly imperfect. Okay.
That's the way we roll.
So thank you guys for coming along with us and trying this. Hopefully you guys try this recipe.
That's good.
For yourself. And I know, right? You've never had these before.
No, I'm impressed.
See?
Yeah, and you didn't, that's honestly, this was a first, and I can see where, I'm going to be making these.
Yep.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. And as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty.
Oh, and learn something old.
Bye,
she
guys.
has to fill me in what I got to do.
I don't know. We're just trying to make it work. I don't know. Bye, guys.
Bye. That was cute.